Ladies and gents, welcome to game number 3. We got a Vil War, and I'm sorry, this is super unprofessional, but they started the game really fast here. Andy's going to be changed to the red. And then we have Jordan in the blue, and it's Black Forest. And pro Black Forest, they Vil fight. So this is why we have the boxing Vil mod. Ooh, Jordan kills the scout. And Vietnamese versus Britons. I love the sign in the middle. Is that in every generation in this tournament? That is so fun. The sign in the only crossing on the map is an amazing feature. That's so cool. And hold on, Jordan, hold on. Wall's been battered down. And Andy is not happy about Jordan getting this position, so he wants to Vil fight. Now, the stat to look to is the idle TC stat at the bottom left. That will eventually happen. But since it's a 9-villager start, they were able to send more villagers forward. So I think a lot of people, because of speeding up, probably felt like I missed more of the game than I did. They start with 9 vills, so it's really crazy. There goes Andy with a villager trying to sneak through. I haven't casted this tourney before today, but I've seen some of the games. Every single Black Forest game has been a Vil Rush fest. And Andy has gotten his own wall down, which is actually really good. And this villager, wall Jordan in. Oh, Jordan got trapped! Andy with the plays! Jordan's going to free himself, and that'll probably happen 6,000 more times. Let's see. Happen again. Oh, wait. Now it's in a risky territory where you have to just save your Vil. Okay, she dead. Any translators for me? Well, Jordan's through, so he's on the other side of the walls he made. Vienna, Munich. Okay, cool. That's very interesting considering we have Jordan playing. Jordan and Andy. I assume every sign has always said that, and I never zoomed in on them. I don't think they adapted the map based on the fact that we have Jordan and Andy playing. That's super appropriate. And the Black Forest is an area in Germany. What? I forgot about that detail. What? Wait, and the direction it's pointing. Oh, no, they got it wrong. Oh, okay, well, okay, it's ruined. But, I mean, still... Maybe some dumb kid walked over here and turned the sign. I never, ever, 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 ever in my entire life, I'd like to make this very clear, turned a road sign to face the opposite direction in my town growing up. Never would have been caught doing that. All right, so the dust has settled. Where are we? Well, we have a pause. Jordan's like, excuse me, admins, the signs aren't facing the right direction. Do we need to restart this? Okay, yes. So where we are is Jordan does not have a forward wall that actually provides him a lot of space. He is essentially working off of this wall. Not to mention, he also has to pay more now for another wall. So I prefer Andy's position. And the reason players do this is because it is harder to defend if you are in Jordan's position now. Because if a Mangonel's push starts to come in, you would then have to wall all the way back here. If Jordan starts to pressure this wall, Andy still has this choke point to work with. So space is the most important thing in Black Forest. Oh my god, what the... Okay. I'm really excited to see Andy try and save this villager. That is a 2 HP villager. And... he doesn't have Jordan to worry about now, so I could see him trying to make a run for it. He's trying to bring in an extra boar here. We'll kill the boar. Gets the food. I'd assume this would be fast castles. And we have another bear chasing down a villager. This should be no problem. It is kind of funny how it's like bear, boar, bear. Jordan, that's not the boar. Jordan, that's not the boar. Okay, I thought maybe he was confused for a second and thought one was the boar. Okay, so actually... oh, that's very nice of you, villager. This villager has come over here to save this guy. I don't know why, but that is such a simple thing to do. But I know I would be stubborn and just try and run and quick wallet and fail. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he just made it look really easy. This is like the most basic response to that situation. So fast castle war, huh? Well, you know, Britons are really tough to stop with the cheap town center boom. Lots of archers with lots of range. So that could be strong. Vietnamese, though, have an incredible late game. Jordan goes for a blacksmith, and Jordan will then drop a market. I'm going to show total res collected once they finish the boars underneath the TC. Yeah, once they finish this food here in a second, I'm going to check it. Obviously, they're always collecting resources, but I feel like the proper time is right about... Got deer as well. Don't worry, the moment is coming. These 3 villagers need to collect this for it to be fair. Because Jordan just did that on his end. I mean, Andy's collected a lot more wood. I think that much is obvious. But he can just buy and sell whatever he needs. All right. Now we check. And Andy's collected a bit more. But it's mainly the wood. Jordan may catch up in other ways because he's on the way to Castle Age. There's no pawns in this tournament's version of Black Forest. And I'm not sure if I like that or hate that. I like that it's consistent. You can't have one guy with a pawn and one guy without one. So that's fine. I feel like classic Black Forest always had the pawns. But I guess they didn't want it to be a fist trap boom fest. Because it probably would be like Malay. And like it would instantly make a lot of other civilizations viable. Stone Walls is smart from Andy. Because he feels like with the cheap TCs, he can just boom, and that Jordan may pressure him. Eco upgrades research a bit faster. They also don't cost food for the Vietnamese, so great eco here for Jordan. He will boom as well. I still would like to see Jordan go for a siege workshop. I think you have to contest the space. Also, the fact that Jordan hasn't stonewalled means that Andy might go for army. There's nothing stopping from Andy just like deleting this. It'd be very uncommon for someone to stonewall and then just delete them and come through, but it still is a possibility. We'll see. Where did I go? Yeah, I was on Facebook for the last 2 years. Welcome in, Tea Leaf. Hello, 10K Coach. Hello, ML's mom. Hello, Grandy. Hello, Red Lion. Grebo. Doof God. Tartarus. Super Sheetway. Dramalba. Papa Sparta. El Mono sub for 52 months. 52 freaking months. Thank you. Nice to see you back, man. All right. Greetings from Austria. Finally, I'm on stream. Love your videos. Hey, thank you. Listen, I did say, like, one big tweak I wanted to make, and I'm going to have to adapt to it all because streaming on Twitch is very different than streaming on Facebook. But I did say I want to focus on the game a bit more than I was maybe the last year on Twitch. With the exception of maybe, like, Lowy the Legends or community games where we can branch off. I'm going to try and find a better balance. I think it's important to talk about games. But I think I'm going to have to rewatch some stuff and think about how I want to approach things. But I think moments like this, just the perfect moment to talk to some live viewers. So it should be good. And I got to get feedback from everybody, right? Feedback from people who watch the streams. Feedback from people who've watched for 5+ years. Feedback from people that have watched for 3 months. Videos, streams. I'm always trying to find the best balance, but the support's been amazing, guys. Thank you. It really has been incredible. Whew. So 4 TCs. So you need the wood for farms for the next couple of minutes. And then I think a siege workshop would be good. Well, I don't know, because you kind of want to push with something. But, like, making Jordan react in some way would be good. What does Jordan try and do here, though? This is so weird, man. Like, there's a couple things that bother me. First off, the palisades he hasn't deleted bother me. That is wood that could be spent. The second thing that bothers me is it's just got one palisade wall, basically, to protect. I guess these palisades do give you vision, though. Do you like it back on Twitch? Yes, I'm having a very good time. It's a lot to adapt to, man. Like, the support's been unreal. I went from a very slow-moving chat to always being there's someone to thank all the time. Like, the alerts didn't really work on Facebook either. So I can't tell you the last time I thanked a sub on Facebook because the alerts didn't really show. I did have 500 people who subscribed those 2 years and a lot more people who would show up and watch. And I appreciate everyone who did to death. But, you know, like right now, like we just had 2 subs within the last 2 minutes. That's a lot. Thank you for the tier 3 Parsi, by the way. It's a lot. The relics are going to be coming in. Did they balance the relics so it's 3 on each side? That's a really nice change. Fatslav would not like this change. You guys know Fatslav. How many Fatslav games did I cover where you look at it and you're like, oh, the neutral gold and an extra relic? Oh, freaking Fatslav is going to stall this one out. I love Fatslav. Guys, update on Fatslav. He hasn't played in like 8 months. But I have a game and it's saved on my desktop. So I don't know if he's ever going to play again, but I have the game. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I downloaded it when I could. He played it in like June or something. So a little sad, obviously. We haven't seen him play for a while. But I always keep tabs on him. I've got my list, you know? My fiance's like, I appreciate and love you so much. You're so great. Your stream was so good today. Talking to me about saying all these things. And then I look up. I'm like, what? Sorry, I was looking at Fatslav's profile. She's like, who? I'm kidding. That doesn't happen. That never happened. But yes, I'm going to probably cast that game in a month and upload it over my Christmas break. It's a boom war, so resources collected. 11,500, so 11,500 resources for Jordan, and a bit more for Andy. The food is notable, especially because Andy's going for TC number 5. So he's spending more food on villagers. But he also is adding another layer of wall, which could buy him a bit more time. I think this is fine. Does Fatslav play on DE or Voobly? Yeah, Fatslav still plays on Voobly. He will never change. I think there are some people who... I mean, you guys will be able to relate to this because you're watching Age of Empires in 2024. We don't like change. Even if someone says, hey, such and such thing is better, you should give this a thought. We get to a point where we're like, actually, this is very comfortable for me, and I don't want change. Wait, did I say 2024? Okay, sorry. I said the wrong year, okay? Anyways. So yeah, for Fatslav, he still plays the non-definitive edition. But they actually, now that I think about it, they actually changed it so onagers can't cut trees in DE. He would never come here. He likes Viking War, where onagers can't cut down trees. And you can't play Black Forest all the time in ranked. So, yeah. Listen, I've been to 2024. It's a great place. The pathing is actually good there. Jordan will click up to imp. And he's applying some pressure. How's like imp, skirm, bombard cannon? I think Imperial Skirmisher Bombard Cannon is a really good play. You're going to get chemistry to upgrade your skirms anyways. It also unlocks the Bombard Cannon option. The Britons don't get Bombard Cannons. So, I think that's good. Also, Siri and Feppo, thank you guys for the new sub, for the resub. Last time we checked res collected, Jordan was ahead, but that was food count. Andy's been creating more villagers, so it's probably a bit closer, but yeah. But there's more workers right now for Andy. No handcart, though, which does have an effect on resources collected. Longbow hype! Longbow hype, don't kill your own villager. Andy! Okay, well. Andy just killed his own villager. She did all the work to build these walls, too. Listen, if that doesn't tell you to take advantage of your moments in life, I don't know what will. This lady, she grinded till she was... Okay, I just ruined the whole thing. She worked so hard to build these walls, and her employer said, not good enough for me anymore. We don't need more stone walls. You're out of here. Typical corporate life. More longbows on the way. A very defensive castle. I think we see Warwolf pretty early on for Andy because he's worried about a push from Jordan. She was like, can we get a raise? Can I get a raise at some point? Or paid anything at all? And her boss was like, yeah, we'll talk about it right when you finish that wall. She's like, oh, great. Hey, we need to finish that lady off. She's realized we're not paying them. You are paid with your life. Man, holy mineable resources here for Andy. This is crazy, man. He did the same in game number 1. 32 on gold, 20 on stone. Those are crazy numbers. You normally don't see that. He's on every single mineable resource except for this gold right now. Whereas Jordan's kind of taking his time in that way, going for a lot more food focus and upgrade focus too. He's going for paper money, so he receives gold from chopping trees, and onager. Onager. Now, guys, you can hear this from a mile away in game. A lot of pros don't like this, but listen. Listen. Interesting. That scared me because I was listening so intently. When the sound stopped, I freaked out. Well, there's been a pause. I definitely heard the noise. Yes. Jordan says sec JHK. I think that's hotkey. Now, he knew this was possible because he was researching Town Patrol. But this is a way faster onager cut than he was ever expecting. And Jordan is now through. All right, so Andy with a bit of a panic moment here. You can go somewhere else for trees. This is Black Forest after all. He's just going to fall back and drop a castle here. And he'll allow this TC to go down. I think that's fine. Hold on. Is there still an onager noise in the edge of the map? Hear that? That's a bug. That's actually in the game. So fun fact, if you ever like make your way to the left corner, let's say this is your only base, and you were scared of the world, you would hear that. I thought it was a capture age bug, but I heard it's a game bug, and it's just always been like that. Anytime there's scorpions or onagers. It's like, hey guys, we can't remove the extra noises. What do? We just toss it in the corner. No one will know. Wow, Jordan's push is accomplishing a lot, though. He took out a trap. There's lots of panic, and there's another onager cut, but he runs into another castle. Onager will complete for Andy as well. So, honestly, Andy's got the resources. He just doesn't have army. And Jordan looking to sneak some villagers through here. So, I mean, I feel like if Jordan can get into the eco and just chill there in random spots with skirms, it'll make life difficult for Andy. But the castle defense is they're all in really good spots, and Jordan also has to work really hard to micro both armies on both sides. The KD's not looking too pretty for him. Now, he should recognize, though, that the KD is due to the fact he's tossing away units. And these are units that he's going to be okay with losing. It's just food and wood units. He hasn't lost many gold units. So, excited to see how maybe the Treb and Bomber Cannon micro goes now. I'm not sure if we saw Warwolf come in or not. Okay, that answers my question. I think that's a Warwolf Treb hit. Now, Warwolf actually is easier to micro Bombard Cannons against because the shot is always 100% accurate from the Treb. So if you move your Bombard Cannon, you're never going to have that weird inaccurate Treb shot hit you. So that's where it's weird. I've actually heard arena players say they won't get Warwolf against Bombard Cannons because the inaccuracy of the Treb actually helps when up against Bombard Cannons. It's kind of a weird thing that accuracy could in some way be bad for you. The Trebs outrange the Bombard Cannons, but the Bombard Cannons can move around. I wonder if it even makes sense to do attack rounds in random spots, like in a line, instead of clicking. You see how they all hit the same spot? They are firing at slightly different times, but Jordan able to get the kills there. And behind this, Jordan is mixing in calves so he could snipe any of the onagers and trebs. Now, Andy's building up longbows, and longbows can then snipe the bombard cannons because of how long their range is. It does require a lot of work, and then there's also imp skirms, but that's what Andy's thinking. Big bombard cannon shots there from Jordan. And you just got to keep those skirms away from the trebs. Also, longbows will help against light cav. Andy's got a crazy eco. Oh my god, Jordan has trebs over here. Interesting. So Jordan actually brought in the trebs, started the treb, and then quickly saw the trebs from Andy and backed away. And now is moving in on this side. No! The Warwolf upgrade pays off big time. A treb went down on the left, and then 3 cannons on the right went down. That's the problem with Warwolf. It was multiple treb shots as well. And Andy's still working up the longbow number to about 20. What a funny army comp, man. 10 trebs, 5 onagers, and then longbows. Bombard cannon still moving. And... oh, I think those are attack rounds there from Andy. He must be attack rounding there. Which you can do with trebs now. They changed that. Also, fun fact. You can't do friendly fire with treb shots unless you have Warwolf. It's especially effective against your kings in regicide games. Just saying. Don't look for the clip. Lots of trebs here. Obviously, for Andy, the longbows are going to need to help against the light cav. We'll see. I mean, so much death and destruction, it's very hard to call. I think I prefer Andy's position, though. Yeah, I think you are right. Like, I think I spoke incorrectly. I think you could always attack round with trebs. What they changed was cannon galleons attack rounds. I got it wrong. Sorry. I like the rewall here from Andy just to make Jordan work to get through. Guys, Andy's had 30 more villagers throughout this whole time, so he's been collecting so many more resources, and he just needed to hold from this. Such a good job from Andy. Look at this line of castles behind all this, too. It's crazy. Jordan, though, big bomber cannon shots. Good split micro with the imp skirms. And he might feel like there's potential if his bombard cannons can do the job here behind this. He has to micro, though. And you could tell the difference between any attack rounds and any clicks. But man, it's just so punishing because the trebs have so much extra range. Yeah, and I think now we're starting to see Andy think, use these longbows specifically against the bombard cannons, sorry. And still catching up on some upgrades. Also has the pikes mixed in. Also, Andy must have deleted a couple villagers, so he has a bit more pop space for army. And yep, Jordan tried. Like, he probably felt in the choke point against the Britons, it's going to be really tough for me. So he cut through one side, he cut through the other, he tried to make it messy. But Andy was able to hold on, at least thus far. That KD tells the whole story here. Could we have maybe seen rats and archers be considered from the Vietnamese? A unit that isn't a trash unit. He's basically spending all of his gold on siege. I would have loved to seen elephants, but I think elephants, you need more eco than this. And it's hard to go elephants when you're behind. You almost need to, it would have had to be insta-elephant. But I actually think, and tell me if you guys agree or disagree, getting the Chat Rust upgrade with Vietnamese, which gives you extra HP on your elephants, and even making a couple non-elite battle elephants would actually help with tankiness here. I think I would make, like, if I could, you know, calculate it, which is hard to do in the game, I would always want to have, like, 3 to 5 of them mixed in. But it's probably a cost thing. Halb's still pretty good against it. I don't know. You do get gold income from your tree chopping as Vietnamese. Both players have 3 relics. Jordan just playing bombard cannon dodgeball here. He's done a great job. Jordan not out of this game. Jordan's maybe in the better spot in this game. Uh-oh, spoke too soon. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, God. Sorry, Jordan. So tough, dude. These strips are insane. I wish I had a stat for how many bombard cannons and trebs were made in this game so far. Onagers now moving forward. And if there's no bombard cannons, the Onagers can push. Jordan's 2 bombard cannons doing what they wanted. But one of them went down to the longbows. More than worth it for Andy to lose a couple longbows to get this. Jordan's microing it, loses it. Jordan's skirms, loses them. Bombard cannons behind here, though. Going for the Onagers. Missing initially. It scores 1-1 here. And it's been a very fun series so far. Really enjoyed this cast. Okay, I thought he was... I freaked out for a second and thought he was just now getting Warwolf. And I was about to be like, huh? But that is the Yeoman tech, which adds the +1 range to the longbows. So I thought they were maxed out before. There will be a 12 range here soon. Currently, they're at 11 range. But if you ever look away from the trebs, you could lose them to 3 or 4 bombard cannons. You ever look away from the bombard cannons, you could lose them to the trebs. So. And Jordan with a couple volleys there. And, oh, man, it's just so punishing. I think there's a point... So a lot of people are going to start to think about champions right now for Andy. And the important thing is you stay fully pop capped on everything you have right now. A lot of players try and tech switch, but they're tech switching when they're only at 180 pop or something. When you're at max pop, then you can use your floating resources to start to get Gambesons and supplies and Man-at-Arms and champion. He's actually going to prefer to go for light cav here, which I think is also fine. Britons do get the final armor. And you need a little bit more in there to maybe help against the cannons and the skirms. And you also don't have to spend gold on them, right? Like you would otherwise with champions. So it feels like if Jordan loses the middle of his base, he will lose this game. Like this castle goes down, he could be raided on either side. And Andy's slowly pushing forward. This would be a good moment for Andy to consider a castle right next to his trebs. But he might not want to do that because he knows that Jordan could have trebs and bombard cannons here in an instant. Let us see. Jordan, he is bent, but he is not broken here. 170 population. Bombard cannons in the middle and bombard cannons on the right. Finds 2 treb kills on the right. But the longbows are killing the cannons. These longbows are so insane, man. Like, we've seen instances before where players play against Britons. They don't try and be fancy and cut through. And then we're like, well, they should have tried to do more. Because Britons are just going to do Briton things otherwise. I feel like here, Jordan tried. He really did. And then he traded back and forth in the middle pretty decently. But it just feels like this Civ is really hard to stop on Black Forest. At least with Vietnamese. Jordan does have more gold being mined. Jordan's still holding. There's only 2 trebs here from Andy. Only 1 is on the castle. Jordan's mixing in rats and archers, which will be better against the light cav than the skirms will be. Jordan has 5 cannons. Andy has 0 on gold. Andy's starting to tech skirmisher. Have we arrived to a point where you can't afford to make more trebs if you're Andy? Andy's just got 1 treb. Ooh. And then rats and archers will shred trash units. Rats and archers are so good. Now they're not elite yet. And elite is an important upgrade. But once they become elite, they'll be even more tanky. Jordan! Okay, they're not rats and archers, they're flats and archers. What are we doing? Do you not like the hats that they have, Jordan? Is that it? Jordan doesn't strike me as a big hat guy. But, come on. Okay, here we go. Light cav getting destroyed. Can someone tell me if Andy got guilds? Guilds is one of those upgrades I always forget who gets it. I think Britons do, and Vietnamese do not. But it's a rather important upgrade to talk about here. Jordan is also getting a trickle of gold from his wood chopping, right? And you can't see that reflected here at all. Paper money is not something that really leads to a big jump in gold at this stage of the game. Like, and it's good that it is, because you literally are just chopping trees to get a little bit of gold. But it really is just a tiny little bit. The difference is Andy was mining so much, and Jordan hasn't mined through all his gold yet. So once Jordan has mined through all his gold like Andy has done, then we should see the difference. Andy with 90 on food. Also, when he had light cap before, he didn't even have the Castle Age armor. He's going to have imp armor now. Make a big difference there. I kind of want to double-click Jordan's golds and see how much gold he has. I'm going to guess that he has about 1,900 gold left to mine. But I can't look there right now because we've got a massive fight. And it feels like we're always going to have a massive fight. Rats and archers are still low HP and they still clump up. So the Trebs could still be MVP. Okay, this is our moment. This is our moment. 2,800 more gold. That's what I said. Skirmishers also have that +1 range for the Britons because of the Yeoman upgrade, but not the HP and the tankiness of the Imp Skirms. Halb upgrade in for Jordan. All the trash techs both players thinking about now because they know they're planning for life without gold. It looked so good for Jordan. It then looked so good for Andy. Jordan recovered so nicely. Again, I think Rats and Archers will make a big difference here because they're doing 7+4 attack. Not going to die against Skirms as quickly as, and especially the longbows as quickly. So it's about conserving your Rattan and your Bombard Cannon mass against conserving your longbow and your Treb mass. 93 on food for Andy. The Capture Age grouping up when they sell things for gold. That's a recent Capture Age change. I'm trying to do the math on that. Because if you had guilds, you'd be getting 17 gold in return for selling 100 resources at the worst price. If you didn't have guilds, you'd be getting 13. Oh, where are we going, Jordan? Hello? I think that must be a misclick, guys. He's doing it obviously is a misclick. Jordan probably microing some other things. Maybe the cannon's here. But the cannon micro's important. The split! Look at that! Oh, well, it actually wasn't so good in the end, but he took out 2 Trebs. All right. Welcome to Black Forest. I'm not seeing any sign that this game is going to end soon. I wonder if it would make sense for Andy to try an Onager cut and raid with Light Cav. Like, maybe over here because you have good castles here. This line of castles would allow you to maybe get away with that? I don't know. It's tough for both, for different reasons. All the late game bonuses combined. This is not what my Black Forest games looked like when I played against the AI when I first started playing Age. It was like 2 big fights and then the game was over. I'd just like build up to the coolest looking army and watch it all get splatted against Scorpions and think Scorpions were really strong, and then that was the end. But this is a grind and a half. But I don't know whose position to prefer. It really is going to depend on the Bombard Cannon and the Treb situation, I think. And the Onagers, for that matter. But, you know, it's pretty fair. Both players with castle numbers that can help them defend. 1, 2, 3, even 4 castles for Jordan. I don't like this one. I would have preferred it here. This wood line's very exposed, but it's whatever. He's got more wood behind that castle, I guess. Yeah, let's look at production buildings and see what's in queue. Yeah, Jordan could use a few more barracks. It's not too bad, though. I agree. He could use more barracks. Andy has 9 stables, which is really nice. I think generally speaking, if you're at about 10 production buildings for your production buildings, you're fine. But even, like, you got to compare even distance. Like, Andy's needs more ranges. Welcome to Black Forest. I said in the Baltic game we could have a 3-hour game. I didn't know Black Forest was in the pool. That should have been the obvious call. But yes, Jordan never runs out of gold. But both players have 3 relics. So, yeah. I think the army comp is better for Jordan, though. I honestly do. So I'm going to go with Jordan on this one. I think Jordan will find his moments to take the trebs with the bomber cannons. And Andy will find it difficult to make these trebs again if he loses 5 of them. Oh, God. Oh, God. What did I do? I'm sorry, Jordan. Okay, well, he takes out 2 trebs. He's going to go for the next one. Nice micro. Beautiful job. Just shoot and move. Shoot and dodge. Little bit of dodgeball. Little bit of doucheball. You shoot and you dodge. Doink. Nice. Yep. Huge. And rats and archers are wrecking any halbs or cav that come out here. That onager's a problem, but Jordan still has his bomber cannons behind, and Andy's struggling. I think the game's going to start to shift here a little bit. I think the army composition's a little bit better for Jordan. And there's no significant longbow mass behind this for Andy because he never had the mass in the first place, but also gold problems. Remember, Jordan's still mining gold. He's got 500 more gold there left to mine, plus the 3 relics. And that answers it right there. Vietnamese do have guilds because he's getting 17 gold. Yeah, this is really good for Jordan. Now, the trickiest thing, and big shots from Jordan, Britons are really hard to push with. They're very slow, but they're one of the most difficult civilizations to push. So it's very likely here that Jordan, he senses there's blood in the water, and he's going to go for the kill, and he could lose everything to a couple treb shots. Jordan needs to be very careful here. I think, if anything, maybe another onager cut in a raid would have been a good play to consider as well, after Andy was clearly going to defend here. I said the thing. Britons are so tricky. And, like, you know, you advance forward with your trebs, and at least Jordan realizes because you lost the first one, he needs to get out of here. You just got to back away for now. It's such a sucky feeling, man. Like, this is why some people don't like 1v1 Black Forest, because it's like, oh, I did so much, and yet I did so little. Let's check res collected now. Okay, there we go. So I think now we're seeing the difference, at least in the paper money tech. I'm really happy that paper money is actually useful. There's a time where it was just not. I don't even remember what it was before, to be honest. I only remember new paper money. But this is Andy's home map. Andy is the underdog. This would be one that he really is going to need and want. Also, here's another tip for you guys. If you are ever pop capped to 200 with units in queue, maybe I'm wrong, but take a fight. 80 units in queue, I'd be clicking these light cav right through. Sure, like most of them would die. And then if there was a caster, people would be like, oh, T90 throw. But like, you got 82 on food. You've got tons of units in queue. I think you got to use these units if you're fully popped in an ideal world. So, super enjoyable to watch Black Forest, though. Yeah, it's really interesting. These types of games are fun. I wouldn't be able to do these games all the time, so I don't know how Fat Sub has played 15,000 Black Forest games with 1v1 Vikings. But love Fat Sub anyways. This feels like a Fat Sub game right now, where the opponent is slowly taking down the walls, one by one. T90, can I ask about the stream title? Where were you? I know who you are, but haven't really been following. Did you try another platform? I was in prison for the last 2 years. No. Yeah, I was streaming on Facebook. Yeah, they locked me up. They caught me. I mean, I would have just rolled with the joke, but no one would have... no one would have gone with it. Jordan and Andy talking to each other now. Andy says, is there a time limit rule? And Jordan's laughing. And, you know, there have been tournaments in the past that have actually had the highest score player at a certain time win because they didn't want the tournament to run too long. There are no such rules here today. No such rules. But this is Black Forest for you. Same difference? Nah. I enjoyed my time on Facebook. There were pros and cons to it, and I'll find a time to sit down on stream. We could talk about all of it, because I'm sure people are curious, but not fair to say it was in prison, man. I was talking about Age of Empires, working really hard. Still had lots of supportive people. I still have many fond memories in my time. The biggest Twitch con is chat moves way too fast to read. It's been pretty hype this weekend, for sure. I'll be doing some things to give us more chill vibes and whatnot, but it's been a pretty hype weekend. I wasn't sure what I was coming back to, guys, but it's been great. How many... Hold on. I don't have my stats up on the other screen. I think I just missed something dying, but... wow. 6.5K people. You guys are awesome. Thanks, guys. So... I think Jordan's got the edge in terms of resources. Where Jordan doesn't have an easy opportunity is if he goes in towards the traps. What did I tell you? If you go up against Britons, you're like, oh yeah, I got him, I could push him. And then instantly, bam, baby. You just lose everything to those freaking trebs. Banadin says he's so bad at Bomber Cannon Micro. No, I don't think so. There's 9 trebs. And... the trebs have a lot of range, and they're Warwolf. I think, unfortunately, the correct play for Jordan is not to move forward at all. Look at the attack rounds. This is like, come into the meat grinder. Look at this. He's attack rounding the open space. If Jordan moves forward, Jordan will lose units there. It's so smart from Andy. He should... Honestly, we need more. Here, can we make like a full line? What does Jordan see? Yeah, Jordan just sees all the fiery balls. This is so good. And it then makes you think, should I go somewhere else? Should I do something else? Black Forest. Good old Black Forest. What else do we talk about right now? Jordan, I think, is going to onager cut, right? He's making an onager somewhere. Okay. So this is what I would say. Oh, villagers died of a horrible disease over here. But, conveniently for Jordan... What? He actually deleted that many. Whoa, that's rare. Also, nice upgrade check there from Jordan to realize he didn't have thumb ring the whole time. That's a pretty nice upgrade to have. So Jordan says, I'm going to lose units. I need 125 army. And normally, players are going to want around 120 eco and 80 army. But here, when you have these resources, I think this is good. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Andy took my advice from earlier to just try and use the units. He's such a fool. Don't listen to me. Jordan traps him, and now the light cav go in. All the trebs are exposed. We could fully understand why Andy would have wanted to try that. Because he had all this population queued up, but he doesn't have a meat shield now. And yet again, the first person to attack loses. That's what 1v1 Black Forest is. Apparently. Jordan, don't get too excited. Nope, don't get too excited here. There's still trebs. Jordan, careful. Careful. Okay, he's doing fine. Wow. And this is the player who didn't have a lot of gold. Now, somehow Andy still has a whole bunch of trebs. But now Jordan can have more army because he deleted all those villagers as well. Jordan might win the game here. Look at this army count. Oh, man. And there's obviously more units in queue from Andy. Andy's still trying his best. But the trebs, so important to his chances of success here. Jordan's backed away with his cannons. I'm not sure if he misclicked Cav Archers or meant to make Cav Archers. I'm going to go with misclick, but they're not a bad addition here. Not with Vietnamese. And do we have a round 2 or round 3? Hold on, Jordan. Oh, he does. How many stables does he have? 10 stables. It's actually pretty good. It's just he has 78 light cav, and his pop hasn't actually filled yet. I mean, I'm a bit torn on this one, guys, because on one hand, Jordan accomplished a lot there and took out a lot of trebs. But on the other hand, Jordan is working with 75 eco versus 120. So if Jordan's not continuously pushing to finish off the game, he's going to eventually run out of resources to make units with. And Andy's light cav are going to go in and kill the bombard cannons. And I think we have a full reset. So, yeah. How many stables do we have here? 9. And then we have the ranges. Still only 4 ranges for Andy is wild to me. He's got 48 skirms queued up through 4 ranges. All right. Did you guys ever play that game growing up where you had to guess how many jelly beans were in the jar at like school or whatever for the holidays? We did that. It was like, guess how many jelly beans are in the jelly bean jar around like Easter or Halloween. I don't remember. Okay, you won that game? Okay, good. Well, let's play guess the total amount of kills when this game ends. Right now, I mean, this would be including both players. Trebuchets are in a clumped up position, but they back away for now. Jordan moving forward with Trebs. Ooh, boy. I'm going to go with 2,479. That's my guess. I think that's a reasonable guess. Jordan making progress here, though, on a castle. For now, and I say that because the Trebs from Andy are looping around. Jordan's army count is ridiculous, and he's happy to send in more light cav just to force these Trebs back. The Trebs are still weak from before. They have not been repaired. I may be regretting my jelly bean guess. The skirms are elite skirmishers. Or, no, they're imperial skirmishers. But I guess if we're talking about Andy, there's just elite skirm. And progress still potentially here for Jordan. But I'm a little worried for him. More light cav are out for Andy. Andy's up to 200 population again. Things settle down a little bit more. See, I think Jordan has the same thought process that Andy had earlier. If I lose the light cav, it's whatever, because I could just produce more. But he doesn't have the unit queue, guys. This is because he doesn't have the eco. So he doesn't actually... He's not floating a lot. Oh, onager cut here. Onager cut here from Jordan. And he's killed a total of 2 villagers. Big, big raid there from Jordan. And Andy's going to see that, and he's going to go kill the onager, and he will probably just wall that up. I like how Jordan has sent the cav archers down here, though. I don't know if this has been spotted. This could be a big deal. It'll only take a couple minutes for all these vills to die. Kind of funny that Andy built a mill there. Okay, so he was paying attention. But in the meantime, Jordan has started to push with the Trebs, so the distraction from the cav with the cav archer raid was pretty good. Jordan trying to send in more units, and he's going to get through here as well. And Jordan has not gated behind there, so Andy could always follow him. Main fight, though, Jordan loses the castle. Jordan loses Andy loses a castle, sorry. Jordan loses a Treb. Andy loses a Treb. This is actually really tricky to say. And, well, more units are going to go down. A lot of things are going to go down. And Jordan still has more army. Still maybe has the better army. Still needs to take out the Trebs, but he's losing cannons. He's got 1 cannon here. The most important little dude on a cannon you've ever seen in your life. And, well, he's a cowardly cannon. And, oh my god. Felt like maybe the cannon had an opportunity, but it's so easy for us to say. Andy is distracted now because of the light cav. Also notice these palisades. Those are from earlier. Those are from Dark Age. And Jordan, again, like he deleted eco, but now he's re-adding eco. So he's, I think, feeling the pain from that. What was my guess again? 2,479. Okay, so we need a few hundred more kills. All right. I'm invested now. Nice raids from Jordan, though. This is really good. And it's distraction. That isn't an army that has to go somewhere other than the main fight. Sheesh. Always about 100 units in queue for Andy. Jordan has 5 in queue and is on 160 pop. Not good signs. I think instead of going to 75 villagers, I think 100 would have been a good compromise. Andy's actually not at 100 now, though. So it should be about 100 army for both. If you're a bonus guy or a bonus gal, you like bonuses, this has been your game. Paper Money's been in play. Warwolf's been in play. Yeoman's been in play. Shout out to Chatras, which has not been in play. The tech that gives more HP to the Vietnamese elephants. What if they had like a 10-minute peace treaty where they traded with each other? They just trade through this little choke point for 10 minutes. They set a time. There's no rules in the tournament rules that say you can't do that. Just saying. If it was my tournament, I'd be like, yeah, go for it. I've had plenty of things that haven't been in the rules that we've then need to change later. Because players have taken advantage of it. They would obviously never do that. There's also no rule that says they can't go full Diplo, promise that they'll trade, and then kill the trade cards. But if there's one thing we know about pro players from Regicide Rumble games and Regicide games, it's that they're not so good at Diplo. Been plenty of examples of that. Let me get a few sub shout-outs here, guys. The support's been nuts. Thank you, Surge Splurge, H-Dog, Crimmy, Vite RL. Thank you guys for the support. Couple resubs, new subs. Somebody asked... That user had RL in their name, so they asked my Rocket League rank. I'm champion, by the way. I am forever champion. I was champion in Season 2, stopped playing for a long time, and I'm champion again. Forever champ. Thank you, CPove. Thank you, Polly. Thank you, everyone, for the new subs with Prime. This game is incredible. And will it end? Will it end here? Jordan with confidence, moving forward. Uh-oh. 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 The Halbs. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. The light cav just run right on through. And I'm worried about the bombard cannons, too. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. But then the traps for Andy. But I think Andy's got a better chance of protecting his siege. Wow. Okay, so in the end, Andy killed a lot more siege there. This game's going to go on forever. Like, Jordan's got more gold income coming in, but his units aren't effective enough, and he keeps losing more gold units. So in the end, it's just the same old story time and time again. Oh, man. I'm a champ, T90, prove it 1v1. I'm not a champ in 1v1s, dude. I'm a teamwork guy. I'm horrible mechanically. I'd like to make that clear for anyone who knows Rocket League. I'm always the worst person mechanically, but I have good like game sense, good rotations. And I feel like in Rocket League, every other player is just so selfish in how they play. So if you just rotate nicely, you could do decently enough. At what point do they run out of wood? Well, we've got a while. Honest question. Do you think it would add a skill element to Black Forest if they made like every tree have 20 wood instead of 100? That way contesting would happen earlier. Because this game could go on so much longer because the trees have normal wood count. I don't know. Maybe like even 50 wood. I'm never going to host a tournament that has... Well, hold on. This is coming from a guy who said he would never stream on Facebook and did for 2 years. But I don't think I will ever put Black Forest in any of my tournaments. So I don't think that's a change I would make. Not saying that Black Forest is bad in tournaments. Just saying that it's a bit special, you know? But what I like about the age scene these days is we've got all different types of settings, right? 9 villagers, 3 villagers, Empire Wars. Good mix, which is good. You know a dude named Smokin' Kraken. I met him in another game and he said he plays Rocket League with you. No, I do not. I have had... Guys, listen to this. I was playing Rocket League like 2 months ago. And at the start of the game, instead of like, I got it or whatever, this guy goes, I'll go fast Castle Knights. I was like, yo, let's go. I got recognized. Let's go. That's always nice. What a game, man. Wait, where are we on my guess? Wait, guys, we're like... No! I think we're like 20 kills away from my guess on kills. Crap! Okay, who lives close to Jordan and can disconnect his internet in like 10 seconds? Anybody? Okay, no takers, got it. Well, big fight. I think the kill count is going to go well past my guess of 2,479. Halbs and Skirms going to town. Crazy unit queue for both, but consistently higher for Andy, and Andy is floating more resources. But Andy doesn't have gold income from chopping trees, which the Vietnamese do. So this just has the recipe to go on forever. It'd be different if the guy who had more gold income was taking the better trades with their siege weapons, but that's not happening. God, these Werewolf Trebs shots are so fun. Yeah, production buildings are definitely a big thing. I am surprised that Andy doesn't have more ranges. I think that would be important here. Also, I think Jordan's castle positions are better for defense from raids coming through the middle, now that Andy lost this castle. So that was good work from Jordan. Jordan's bombard cannon microing here and contributes in taking out some of the Trebs, but still expensive losses. And it is just Halbs and Skirms and Halbs and Skirms and Lycav. These people have families they want to go home to. They will never be heard of again. And they will be forgotten. Because there's so many people who have fallen. No heroes in war. Also, the monastery's right here. Ooh. Ooh. That's... I mean, you might not think it's a big deal, but that's a pain to have to make a monk and make a new monastery at this stage. I wonder if Andy should move the relics back. That's just such a tiny little thing you have to click, though, and it's so annoying. Okay, Jordan making progress. Down goes the Treb. I mean, okay, Skirms did the job. It's 111 eco and 107 eco, so they're not creating any more vills. They're happy with their vill count. I'm much happier with Jordan's unit queue now compared to before. But there's still a big concern for him, even with 86 on food, that Andy's unit queue is just superior. This is a best of 5, by the way. I am exhausted just watching this. If I had to play another one after this, and I had lost this game, I would not feel very good. So winning this has become so much more important now from an emotional standpoint. Crazy stuff. Oh, look at the moves! Whoop! Little moves! Shout out to Chris Berman out there. I wonder how many of my viewers know who Chris Berman is. I encourage you all at one point to just watch like a Chris Berman highlight video. Basically, if an NFL player would dodge, he'd be like, whoop! And it's just, he's such a legend, dude. Such a legend. Marshall. Yeah, he's so good. It wasn't really a commentator either. It probably did commentary, I'm sure, but he was always doing like a highlight show. I think if like I'm at the tail end of my career someday, what will be my things that people think about? It's not going to be as cool as he could go all the way. People are going to say like supplies and force nothing. Like none of the cool stuff I've done is going to be remembered. I just know it. Archer ranges, got it. Farms and islands, got it. Great. That's my legacy. Tootens, great. Hidden Cup, hey, thank you. That's a good one. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm descending into madness here. Thank you, Bonga Bonga, for the 3 months. I would love to get excited about a Treb going down. I would love to look at that and be like, oh my God, that was so good for Jordan. But that was like Treb number 500 that just went down there for Andy. It's not even hype anymore. It's just another Treb that was created and died. It's just a big chunk of wood. It's just horrible. And oh so lovely at the same time. Shout out to this guy who's in the middle of the battlefield. He was sent there to repair a cannon. And he said, sure, I'll do it. Are we at the point where we name this guy? I'll keep an eye on him for you. I'll keep him selected. Jordan runs through with the light cav now. And he's killing more Trebs. Now, this one I can get a bit more excited about because it's Trebs plural. I think. I can't tell. I think he will. He will. Nice. Andy still has 3. Jordan only has 1 bombard cannon. And there's our villager. All right. Name suggestions here. I'll take my face off screen. I know it's probably pretty jarring for you guys. These are not very Vietnamese names, guys. Let's call him Huang. All right? This is what Huang does when he's not eating TC. Fun fact, by the way, Huang is actually a very popular name. It's one of the most popular names in Vietnam. The pro player ACCM, his name is actually Huang. I don't know if enough people know that. Okay, there goes the Vil. And then Huang's actual name... I'm not sure if Huang is in his actual name either. Okay, Jordan's cut over here, and he's gone in with Cav Archers. That could add up. I still have our friend selected. He's back on wood there. He's the 31 HP villager, in case I misclick him. We are 1 hour and 42 minutes in. Jordan getting some nice raids, though. Andy hasn't noticed this. And I guess Jordan had cut through that area. Andy has noticed now. But he has to send units his way. The fight in the middle still happening. And, well... we know for Andy, he has 140 more units in queue to keep going here. So if he loses a couple villagers, his army count will spike. It's actually a pretty important moment, though, because if you kill someone's villagers and they have 100 army in queue, they get a lot more army, and then you need to defend from that. So typically, it's like, you raid the guy, they have a lot more army than you, which is really scary, and if you defend from that, then your eco is better, and you're better off in the long run. But there is potential now that things are bad for Jordan because of that. Not sure exactly how many villagers he killed. I think it was only like 10 or so, but still, it does play a role. Zark, thank you for the new sub. Thank you for the prime. Thank you, Bagoogle, for the 5 months. Again, I've been blown away with the support. Blown away with this game. Thank you, everybody. And we are not finished when this game finishes. Shout out to everyone watching later on in video form. Wherever that may be. I don't know, like... It's so funny. These types of games have people that are like, yo, this is so sick. I can't look away. Then you have other people that are like, oh, I hate Black Forest. Black Forest is the worst. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a little bit in between. If this happened all the time, this would not be fun. But a real banger late game that happens like once in a while is really good. But this is one of the longer Black Forest games I've seen in a very long time. Having said that, don't necessarily cast a lot of Black Forest, so that could be a part, play its part. There goes Jordan with the bombard cannon. He was dodging there, but the light cav are going to go through, and I had to click off of our friend there, guys. Huang is still over here. Where is he? There's Huang. Okay, so Huang is safe. And Jordan was unable, unfortunately for him, to take out the Treb. The Treb is now being prepared by this villager. And this is the same energy, the same emotions that she made a house with earlier in the game. It's crazy. So obedient, these villagers. You could tell Jordan tried to place stables here. I guess he couldn't get the villager through. But uh-oh. Oh, Jordan's actually trying to chop through with the lumber camp. The guy's got onagers, but the villagers are like, oh, the onagers aren't ready yet. We'll do it ourselves. It's working. Jordan, don't. No. Jordan, don't onager cut through. Don't alert him to this. Light cab going for the trebs. Ooh, can we get the Choppa emote, guys? Choppa. No way. He shift queued it. So I don't think he's looking at this, but he tasked it. He went lumber camp, tree, stable, stable. What? Okay, hold on. They're gonna. I think they've been spotted. And more trebs. Andy's really building up a treb mass here. He's gonna have 5 soon. Uh-oh. Okay, she will die. Choppa's dead. What is the longest competitive match thus far? Oh, this is nothing close to the longest competitive match. So, longest tournament game I've ever casted, I think, was 4 hours. I'm trying to think. Like 4 hours game time. So we not even halfway to that point. I feel like there's been ones longer than that. Wow, this is insane. Jordan just can't get in to kill these trebs, man. But the stable did go up, and now new light cav will spawn. Building production buildings in the opponent's eco is such a big deal, guys. It is so much more effective. Like, if you're ever going to raid somebody, bring the army, but bring 2 villagers, too, to build the buildings. This is a nice change from Jordan. Because it takes a while to take out the building. Man. Could someone tell me how long the game was between ACCM and Yo at NAC 4? I'm still trying to think about the longest competitive game. That one is one that comes to mind for me. Now, longest Age of Empires game ever? That's 4 hours doesn't even touch it. I think it was 18 hours was the longest we did. 18 hours game time, which was like a 10-hour game in real time, and I did it over the course of a whole day. That was a free-for-all game. There's a couple of them. If you look for the longest AoE2 game ever on YouTube, there's a couple. Now, there was one that ended up going for like 4 days, but that one I didn't cast in full. I did also make a video on that. It's 95-hour game. You can search for that too. That one I did like a storyline of what happened, because basically they both ran out of resources, and both players just stood there waiting for the other player to disconnect. Essentially. But, I mean, there's more to it than that. They, like... There was no more resources on the map, and they both had a castle, but they both didn't have a way to take out the opponent's castle. So they just, like, would wait till the one guy went asleep, and then they would try and use a light cap to distract the castle fire and attack the castle, but then when the person came back, like, from their bed or wherever, just watch the video. I did a breakdown on it. But to answer the question, the game that I casted in full that was the longest, I think, was 4 hours. Competitive game. Otherwise, it was like, the free-for-all game was like 18 hours. All right, so guys, this is still a big deal. Jordan can still attack the house and break through. This stable has still done a lot. There's still units here. Jordan still has the skirms here. I actually really like what Jordan has done here. This is a big deal. So annoying for Andy, because let's say someone raids you with 5 units, and let's say that's the same type of unit. You need to send at least 6 to stop it, right? But you can't think about it that way in the game. So sometimes you just send what you think works, and when there's a forward building involved, you're like, oh, 1 unit, and you send 1 unit to deal with it, you run away. Then all of a sudden there's 5 more. So it's just a pain. It's a constant spawn point for more units. And it's hard to, like, let's say then Andy has to go clear this up with more units, but he brings like 15. But then there's nothing there, and then Jordan's 15 population is over here then. So yeah. My favorite part about the Rubenstock Andre game, which is the 95+ hour one, is how Rubenstock went on a date. He went on a date. He's like, all right, guys, I'm going on a date. I'll be back. The guy went on a date. I don't know if he told his date. I never asked him if he told the date that what was happening at the time. Like, hey, baby, did you know how many people are watching me play video games right now? I'm not even there, and we got all these people. Like, I don't know exactly I don't know if Ruben Stock's the hey baby cut type of guy. That is not what he sounds like at all. Nor me, by the way. I don't know where that voice came from. But I'm delirious right now. Jordan Stable's still up. Who won that game in the end? Well, spoilers for those that didn't see the video. Watch the video. Ruben Stock's internet disconnected. Ruben Stock went away to the cabin he went away to his cabin for the weekend and left the game up and was like, well, see you when I get back. And then his internet disconnected, so. Or the game dropped or something. Watch Jordan. He's going to try and lure the halbs away. I don't know if this is intentional, but if he thought about it, he could maybe do that. I'll check resources collected again in a second, guys. But this game's not ending anytime soon. Having said that, Andy is advancing. We'll lose a Treb. But he's actually taking out buildings with his Trebs now, which hasn't happened in, like, a very long time. No, T90, they agreed in a 1v1 Vil fight and Grubenstock won. Are you sure? No, I don't think that's what happened. No, they did that, like, after the fact because he disconnected. It was, like, after the fact they joined up and did that, I think. Jordan's got 130 villagers. So he has more eco, but this is what we've been talking about, right? Is, like, that balance of how many villagers you have and how much army. I'm still in love with this stable. This stable's amazing. Actually, Jordan's using the select all stable hotkey, and he's just sending the Lightcap right into the fight. That's why a lot of players don't use the select all stable hotkey, or the select all hotkeys. They control group them, which is a separate function. I guarantee you that those Lightcap are going right to the middle again. Yeah. So I'll tell you this. I, after years of it being possible, added a select all stable and range hotkey. And it's really convenient, but I do the same thing Jordan's doing right now. And I can't retrain my brain to not do it. I wish I would have never started using the hotkeys. Because I instinctively, in the heat of the moment, send units into castles when I'm raiding. God, this castle's so important for Jordan right now. It's so important for Jordan, and it's so important for Andy that he keeps his Trebs alive. There is a bombard cannon on the way! Boom! Castle's down! Wait, no, castle's not down! Bombard cannon's down! Ah! What is happening? Also, Andy's unit queue is not that good anymore. It's not as good as it was before. He's only got 30 units in queue. Jordan's out of stone. Andy has to keep this Treb alive at all costs. Here go the light cav. Bombard cannon. Oh! He lost another cannon to the Treb. Andy clicked that. There's no auto function for that. What a difference that might end up making here. Light cav. Okay. All right. Well, I tried. I tried to make it hype. The castle's going to stay up. I tried. It was a big moment. 2-hour mark has passed. We have crossed 4,000 total kills in this game. Andy's adding a few more vills, I'm noticing. Jordan is cutting again. Oh, whoa. They got really close together over here, too, for wood. Dang. Andy's brought another Treb. Now, you would need to buy stone in order to repair. The stone price is 140 gold. Wow, that's actually... They have not bought a lot of stone at all, then. That's close to the starting price. Andy's got more Trebs, guys. Andy has 50 more army. I think this might be the end. But wait! Jordan's gonna kill a crap ton of vills. But can Jordan hold from this? I don't know. This bombard cannon. Where's Huang? Where's the villager? Where is he? Bring him over. Bring the 31 HP villager. He's the key. Repair this bombard cannon. Here it comes. There it is. No way! What? I'm gonna have to highlight that. We gotta look back at that. Andy is focusing so much on this. And he clicked it right away. Like, he knew a cannon. Here we go again. Another one. He saw it. He noticed. Jordan noticed this time, though. Wait, no, he was going after the archer range. Okay, all right. This is what I expected to happen last time, where he wasn't exactly prepared. Jordan. Micro. There's 5 Trebs, even. That's so many trebs, and Jordan's losing buildings. He's losing space. The cannon has gone down again. Andy's army count is so high. Jordan's still not broken yet. An onager. We haven't seen an onager in forever. Nice to see an onager again. Actually, a really nice thing for both players to maybe add here. And, well, I know you're all shocked. You've been with me this long. Are you shocked to hear me say the words, this is going to be a reset? Oh my god, the trebs, though. Listen, I know Britons are strong with trebs, but Andy's actually really good at controlling them as well. The Vil count for Jordan may be paying off here. He's got more units in queue. But Andy can't finish this game right now. Look where Andy's chopping wood. He's chopping wood in the battlefield. That is a bad sign. Look at the way Jordan has cut. So Jordan can see this, and he has cut around the trees here. Andy needs to clear that up somehow. Andy has no shortage of wood, though. So it's not like he's going to lose the game because of wood. But I think if you lose that many vills, it could be a problem. I think Jordan is going to see that, too, and that will give him hope. This will also give him hope, killing another trap. Andy has safe wood in the corner, though. True. True. he does have wood there. I mean, but again, he's floating wood. He's actually okay with wood. Oh, yeah, this is... What if he's saving it for later? Guys, clearly he's saving it for later. All right, that's 1,600 wood that's going to win him the game at the 8-hour mark. It's very satisfying to see how far they have chopped, though. I will say that. Oh, my goodness. Okay, res collected, I wanted to look at. 5k more gold for Jordan. 5k more food, but the wood's higher for Andy. Jordan could delete the palisades that he... True! Jordan is saving these palisades for later. The foundations that he added at the start of the game. I like how Jordan continues to try and raid. Like I said, with this... With the way the castles are set up, you could still run through, and there's potential. Now, the paper money shows in stats. They both have 3 relics, right? So Jordan having more gold is primarily due to paper money. But there's no separate stat that says paper money brought you these resources. 1 light cab makes it through. That makes a difference. Onager's still chilling over here, making a difference. That is really unique. I don't know if Jordan has ever cut a wood line like that in his entire career. And he's had a long one. And Trebuchet's still out there, but 2 of them weak. Here's a question. Do the relics help or hurt games going long? So let me rephrase that because it's easier. What would make games go on longer? Having relics or not having relics on Black Forest? That makes it easier because the way I phrase that could be confusing for people. Okay, interesting. Because, like, I'm thinking about it now. It's like there's wood for a very long time. They both have 3 relics. And it feels like the 3 relics with a bit of market is just enough for them to always make more siege. So the relics are contributing to the never-ending cycle where if someone loses a treb, they can make it again, eventually. Whereas if you didn't have the relics, losing the trebs would matter so much more. But, like, relics are really important to the game. And they're standard for all maps for a reason. Right? Like, it's good for other maps, but I don't know, things to think about. This is just Black Forest things, I think. If they can't make siege, how do they ever push? That's true, actually. Yeah, that's true. If they can't make siege, then castles are so much stronger. Oh my goodness. Trebs go down for Andy. Jordan keeps his bomber cannon alive. And the villagers will repair this cannon. Need to keep it alive. Repair! Hit with the hammer! Hit with the hammer! Oh! Sick. It's really good that you can repair bombard cannons from 5 tiles away. Because otherwise, those villagers would not have been able to repair. They could just sit there and repair the grass. And still somehow be repairing it. Huh. Wow, that's really nice for Jordan. Look at the score lead Andy has. Because of the kills. And maybe some technologies. That is insane. I know that like past a certain point, score doesn't do that much, but and Jordan says, I think we will be the reason that BF will be banned in Warlords. Freaking Andy says probably. Just so chill about it. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I like how immediate Andy responded, despite the fact he's actually not at 200 population right now. I think Jordan wins this game. Jordan has more eco and has for a while. He has potential for raiding. He has more siege weapons. He has Imperial Skirmisher versus regular Skirm. He has done this weird little slalom snake thing to potentially disrupt wood. And Andy is in full create villagers out of all TCs panic mode with 25 more villas in queue. I think Jordan, I don't want to say use the word close, but I think compared to how long this game is, percentage-wise, he's probably close. The bank, like, okay, yeah, Andy, he's feeling the pressure now. This is what happens. Because as a player, you think create villagers, create army, micro army. Create villagers, create army, micro army. That's what you think. But there are points where overbooming is a thing. And right now, he's feeling the pressure from the raids that Jordan has put on. And maybe he feels like he needs to have more villagers. Now, having said that, he still has the trebs. He took one of Jordan's 2 cannons, and Jordan can't exactly push him right now. But this is a pretty nice raid. How much of a difference would this game be if one of them had Hussars? Well, it's kind of tricky because there's very strong reasons that these civs are good here. Paper Money and Imp Skirm, and then Warwolf. So, like, I can't play that hypothetical game because if they were a Hussar civilization, they wouldn't have other strong reasons we've gotten to this stage. You know? So that's tricky. Palisade Gate! Palisade Gate! He doesn't have wood. Palisade Gates are so weak against imp units. Or he doesn't have stone, sorry. Now, like we've said many times before, if Andy can hold, and this is such an important moment, if Andy can hold from this and have more villagers, then he can, in theory, make more stuff in the long run. So, yeah. The thing that I'm kind of curious on, and there's a slight chance this happens, is what happens if Andy sends units through this and Jordan doesn't have it walled. Okay, Jordan walled it now. Wow. Why the difference of choice of making trebs versus bomber cannons? I'm not sure what you mean, but in case you don't know, bomber cannons can't be made by the Britons, so Andy doesn't have that option. And Jordan and Britain trebs are 100% accurate with splash damage, so you never really want to go only trebs against the Britons. Hope that answers your question. Also, neither civ gets siege ram, and capped ram is kind of weak, so everything just directs back towards what they're doing. Well, I really like the decision that whoever scripted this decided to do 3 relics for both, because it'd be really unfair if it was... Because usually it's really hard to have a proper neutral relic. The fact that they've had the same amount of gold income from relics has made this very even. But Treb goes down Treb goes down there for Andy. And Jordan, again, I think he's close now. He killed the other Treb as well with the bomber cannons as he was raiding. That's so good, man. Because you could tell Andy was reacting to the raids. Jordan had to do all this he's doing with the raids and also snipe that Treb. Andy's home map. Wow. Jordan was down to 75 vills at one point because he deleted his economy. He went up to 130, and that has been the sweet spot since. Both players have lost countless numbers of siege weapons that were so important to their chances here. But they have kept on grinding. Does Andy have another hold in him? This feels like a scenario. This feels like a campaign. This looks so funny. Watch this Treb clutch it and kill both these cannons here. Nope. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Jordan... I mean, this every little volley has been a whole lot of practice for him. He's used to it now. He's learned. Yeah, Jordan did delete his Palisades. Good point. Another Treb. Hero Treb. Andy. Jordan fires and moves. Fires and moves. Yep. He split them up. Goes in with Light Cav as well. This is getting close to the end. No Trebs in queue for Andy. 160 pop. Now, he might recognize this soon, but I think even if his pop were to dip, he might play on for a while here because it's been a long game. And it's been back and forth. Oh, the relics. That's huge. The relics are huge. Even the relics ejecting is huge because you'd have to make another monastery. Jordan, take out the freaking relics, dude. Jordan! Surely like 1 or 2 more volleys on the monastery makes sense. Anyways, assuming Jordan uses his brain. And that was a little rude, but I'm close enough with Jordan to say that that is not his finest moment. Thank you. See? Okay. Assuming Jordan uses his big, very smart brain, there will be no gold income now for Andy unless he sells resources. So, or you have to choose, like, look, he has to make a new monastery, sure, 100 gold, and you have to try and get all 3 relics again. That's not easy. Like Cav, take out the trap. You can't make another trap. 196 gold. He'll sell something here, I'm sure, but it's going to take some time. I think Jordan has done it. Jordan also, a couple skirms over here, if that means anything for you. Jordan has better unit queue here. And Jordan has killed 188 eco. 188. It wasn't like that for a while. It was at like 40 or something, maybe 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Really good job from him to find those kills. And Andy knew he was losing vills, which is why he was adding so much more. But that was food put into villagers instead of into more light cav or more army, right? Trebs are going to be coming out of this castle and this castle behind it. So that's good from Andy to understand that he was going to lose the other one. The monk just went down. The monk died, and now he doesn't even have 100 gold. The last stand for freaking Andy in this game, but not the series. Can you imagine, like, losing this game and then having to win 2 straight? Oh, that'd be so painful. It's so important for their standings in this tournament as well. Treb shots, Jordan. He's so good at it now, guys. But we have to say he's got the winning position too, and it's easier to make those decisions when you're raiding, you know, and your opponent's reacting half the time. Jordan also has a monk coming somewhere. And Jordan, it constantly repositions these bombard cannons. Will the relics ever be snagged by Andy again? Is that Andy's only market too? We might see a panic market in a moment somewhere. Let's see. I don't want to look away from the battle. But it's like one of those things that just is so awkward in the game. When you go to use your market and then you don't have it. I think that was his only one. I don't think he would have had another one. There was no real reason to do that. He does have a monk on the way. Is the monk going to stay in the monastery? Okay, it's going to wait. But Jordan's going to get one! Jordan's going to get one! Run, old man! Run, dude! He's going to get it. Even if it's just 4-2, that's huge. But I think Jordan could get more. Or at the very least, make it 4-0 and stop Andy from getting this one. GG! GG! We've arrived to the end. Jordan wins. What a grind. What a journey that game was. Crazy stuff, guys. And you were here for it. You witnessed this. My goodness. What a wild game. And like, I can't really watch a 2.5-hour Black Forest game where both players have killed over 2,500 units and say that needed to be different from that guy or that guy. They both played amazing, right? But, you know, Jordan eventually just got into a rhythm of applying pressure with some raids here or there. This cut was really unique to deny the wood. Look, on both sides, like, this is super unique. And it was living in the back of freaking Andy's head because Andy's like, I don't know if he'll cut through to me. I don't know what he'll do. But then that, but also microing the bombard cannons. Microing the bombard cannons there was, at least over the last 10 to 20 minutes, much better than the early stages. Again, though, I think he opened up opportunities by pressuring elsewhere. Paper money paid off, though, right? Like, I guess we have to assume, based on the relic gold, I guess he had the relics a bit faster. But maybe like 5,000 gold, 4,500 gold came in from paper money, which led to bombard cannons, right? Imperial Skirm also is very nice. I struggle for me to even know if it's the units or just the fact that Jordan got raids in, right? Because they both had light cap, but my goodness. Yeah, maybe bloodlines on the light cap made the difference. We're talking a couple upgrades here or there. I think this is key, though, right? Res collected's king. And then also, look at the amount of total villagers they had throughout that game. Jordan, 230. Andy, 365. But that comes back to the raids. So Andy ran out of unit queue because he started to lose vills and had to replenish them. So freaking good, though, from both of them. The series, though, is going to be quite fun. So I will say for people who watch the YouTube channel, if you're now invested in these two, guys, you know what we forgot about? We forgot about... Wait, hold on. It was a long game. Capture Age can't do it. We forgot about the sign. Wait, who built over it? Why is it not there? The sign was a really important part of this. Ah, Jordan. Forgot about Dre. Ah, Jordan ruined it. I don't even feel good about him winning anymore. Anyways, the sign at the start was great. The game itself was great. It was so good. So if you want to watch the rest of the series, you can watch it on the upload that'll be in the description. Because this full series will definitely hit my extras channel where I upload the full tourney sets. But a fun game, lots of death and destruction and signs. Oh, people want Huang. Where's Huang? There he is, still chopping, still living the dream, dreaming of the Celts. He survived. Great game.